Hello, 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 everybody. How's it going? It is Matt, and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday, and I am back at you with yet another review. And before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Please do me a huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of you when I am here. I know it is an awful lot lately, but I have been bombarded with all kinds of reviews from directors all across the globe, and it is amazing. And one last little tidbit of information: check out the description box. I give you a little bit bigger a taste of every movie of every single day, such as your brief synopsis, which I never write that. Today's was actually written by our main star, Martin Payne. So yeah, I borrowed that from IMDb from Martin Payne, so thank you, Martin. Because I am not a writer, I'm a talker. I got you your starring cast, I got you your directors, your runtime of the cut I am watching, along with the lack of an MPAA rating, because there hardly ever is one with movies I review. There is a little bit of trivia in there, which had something about how actors were doing things on camera that they were kind of coerced to do, and they were kind of lied to, it sounds like. Kind of interesting stuff. And then I got you a link for a trailer and a link for where you can purchase this bad boy. And this one came out back in 2019, and this is The Lonely Hearts. It is a gem of a movie. Oh my God, this thing is so freaking good. This is probably the best film I have seen Martin in by far. I loved Digest. I loved, what else did he do? Deep Web XXX, Visions of Filth. The guy is just amazing talent. But this Lonely Hearts, he just really stole the show. He had some other amazing talent in there with him. The gal that was his companion piece, I would say, the gal that he falls in love with, it did an amazing job as well, along with the three young guests as well. Freddie, Claire, and Krista, I believe is what the third girl's name was. They all three of them did amazing jobs as well. But what is this movie about? It's about 5 people. They're all five of them are single, and they're all looking to mingle. And basically what they're doing is they've signed on for this, basically like a silly little reality game show where a dating reality show. And where they basically they meet each other and do silly little tasks to kind of get to know each other and go on from there and see who has the best chemistry and who ends up becoming the final couple, essentially, and the final person at the very end. Very interesting. Now we got two older people played by Martin Payne, and then I forget the other gal's name. I am so sorry, but you did an amazing job in there. And then we got 3 younger people. The 3 younger people, obviously, they divide off to themselves, and then the 2 older to themselves. And while they're there, they are, like I said, they're put through these tasks. They range from very simple things like splitting wood with a hatchet to a scavenger hunt, which the scavenger hunt, it goes horribly wrong with everybody in that scenario. But before we get on to that, we're meeting our characters. We find out that Martin's character is a priest. We meet all the other characters. The other older gal, she is a widow. Her husband died 8 years beforehand, and she is there to try her hand at some love. And then Freddie, Claire, and Krista are there to do the same. They are all single through different varying reasons. They are very interesting characters in their own, the three young people. They play very stereotyped characters for who they are. The guy, Freddie, is a complete douchebag, and he does a great job playing one. Like he does just everything you can do to dislike this guy. He does a great job at doing that. And so, and then when you meet Krista, she's, I believe that was her name. But there was a 19-year-old girl, and then there was the other girl. And the other girl is kind of a loose woman herself. You find out later on in the film through a kind of a Q&A thing that they had, that she had 5 abortions. Like, oh my gosh. But that's much later on in the movie. But their first night there, they're kind of dull, kind of boring. Hold on, I need to take a little sip. Had a tickle in my throat. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, they are basically given some booze for the night to kind of loosen themselves up so they'll warm up to each other. They do. The 3 young ones, they go off and have a threesome. It gets really wild and very, very X-rated. In a soft-core sense, it's essentially. You don't really see vagina, but you do see Freddie's penis a couple of times in this film, and you also see Martin's penis. Not that I'm laughing that I saw his. I'm laughing at the fact that I saw it. A little thing is like I've seen. There's a little thing with me and Martin. Basically, he tells me that only 10% of his filmography has nudity. He's done nudity in. I must have seen that, but must be hanging out in that 10%, because every movie I've seen of his, I see him naked. I'm not that I am complaining. I am very comfortable with my sexuality. I'm a straight man. It's not anything that's going to bother me. It's not the first penis I've seen in my life, and it won't be the last. But it just kind of made me chuckle a little bit, because it was like, because him and I had talked about that. So it was just kind of interesting. But that first night, the three young couples, the 3 young people, they have a threesome. The 2 older people, they kind of like break off, and they kind of kiss a little bit, but have really deep, meaningful conversations mostly. What most couples, or most older couples, would do that want something serious, not just sex. Unfortunately, that's not what the producers want. They want sex and everything debaucherous in between. So the next morning, they come up with a idea that they're going to do a contest, and they're all going to go skinny dipping. And so when they go skinny dipping, basically, when they go skinny dipping, they are forced to go skinny dipping, and whoever stays in the water the longest gets a luxurious breakfast, as they called it. And the luxurious breakfast is won by Martin. Not to give it away, he goes in there not willingly. The older gal does not go in. She is very reluctant about it. She's like, nah, I'm out, nah. The 3 young people go in with ease. 19-year-old comes out first. The other female comes out second. Freddie third. And Martin wins the contest. Yes, I wanted Martin to win so badly. Anyways, I can't help it. I'm a huge Martin fanboy. I think Martin Payne is probably my favorite actor out of the UK right now. You know, he is very good at what he does. He is a very, very, very just brilliant, masterful actor. He, you know, started out theater, and I think he still does dinner theater and stuff like that on the side, but he is a very, 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 very busy man in film, and I appreciate that. But he wins the dinner for an honorable reason, for their breakfast for the older gal. He wins it for her, so I applaud him for that. So then they split them off into different groups. They make the 19-year-old and Freddie go together off for the scavenger hunt. They make Martin go off by himself for the scavenger hunt. They make the older gal and the other gal go off together for the scavenger hunt. Meanwhile, both the older gal and the other one are fighting the entire time. They cannot get any kind of momentum going for themselves. They only find one object. Yeah. And then you go to Martin. Martin's having a hell of a hard time himself. And then you go to Freddie and the 19-year-old. And Freddie is pushing the boundaries as far as he can, trying to get in her pants yet again. She's not feeling it. She realizes that the night before was a mistake, and she should have never slept with him and the other girl and had that threesome. She wants to leave. The producers come up with a scheme to basically get her out of there. They end up killing her. Yeah, and that's when things really start to turn and become darker and darker and darker. And we have this really magical, like, trivia Q&A questionnaire area part of the contest where Martin and the older gal are answering questions about each other, and then Freddie and the other gal are answering questions about each other, and it is just train wreck when the younger couple are answering the questions opposed to the older couple. And then they do a round two, and round two is even more just like, holy shit, how much more bad things can you dig up out of these people's past, such as like Martin's name being Denise, the one younger gal having 5 abortions, Freddie being that he relies on all of his women that he sleeps with to get STI tests, and that the other older gal, she managed to have kidnapped a baby at one point, and just horrible things. Granted, being named Denise and having a French mother is probably the least of everybody's worries compared to 5 abortions, a guy who relies on his lovers for STI tests, and a woman who steals a baby. So, you know, I mean, it varies in range. And then, so while that is going on, they basically tell the older couple they've won. They give them a bottle of wine, and you're led off to a magical scene of debauchery. And I'm not going to lead you to tell you any more else, because I do not want to spoil the ending, because the ending is amazing. Everything about this movie is amazing, and I really like this one. It is a banger. As far as my criteria of the 3 things that it meets, audio is perfect in here, considering that everything is filmed outdoors. There is no indoor shooting besides inside tents. I don't count that, because that is still considered outside. The audio is very crisp, very smooth. I really liked it. They did a great job. I never once had trouble hearing or understanding a single word that was peeped. So great job there. The dialogue was amazing. There was great dialogue, believable from each character. Not one character felt out of place with their dialogue. I really was believing each and every one of them. And that also, that proves that they were also acting very well. And then my third thing is editing. The editing was great. It's a nice slow burn. It is not really, it's a horror movie, but it's a slow burn horror movie. It's more of a thriller or a suspense kind of movie for a while, and then it becomes a horror movie, and it gets really dark and really fast. Now, as far as technical abilities, it is really good and very well put together. There's no scenes in here that I felt were out of place. Everything flowed smoothly. With that editing, it was just that third criteria of the editing. It just really flowed and just made everything just really pop. And it was just I could not take my eyes off of the screen, not once. It just really works. And as far as a 1 through 5 ratings go, because I need to hurry because I'm at 16 and a half minutes here, I'm going to give this thing a 4.5 out of 5. This is a very solid film. I want each and every one of you to hop on out and go over to Dark Side Releasings and check this bad boy out. It is worth every penny. I personally want a copy myself. I plan on getting one. It'll have to be later down the line, because it is a little pricier. I think it's only $25 for the actual Blu-ray itself, but it's like a $10 or $15 shipping, because it's for me it would be, because I'm out of their country. It's a UK distribution company, so it would be in international shipping, so that hikes up the pricing just way the hell up there. But anyways, I love all your faces. I can't wait to see it tomorrow. Tomorrow I forget exactly what I'm doing. It's Lefty Lucy. Lefty Lucy. The Kelly Helen Thompson film is tomorrow. She's getting a Friday spotlight. Yes, and then Saturday will be another Jason Impey film with The Bleed. And then I'm not sure what I got on Sunday. I forget exactly. But definitely tune in tomorrow for Kelly Helen Thompson. Yes, and as always, I love your faces, and peace.